time you take shahada, or someone takes shahada, you say, Ashhadu, I'm a witness. Ashhadu, I'm a witness. Everybody don't believe in Allah, you do. Ashhadu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness there's no God but Allah. You're supposed to be the witnesses of Allah.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
And I'm listening on the radio, this woman, every vile thing against Islam. And then I said, let me read her book, because I think I'm responsible as an Imam, as a leader, to see what the enemies of Islam are saying about Islam and defeat them in the arguments. You know what she said? She said the people in the West are wondering after 9/11, why do the Muslims hate us? She wrote in the book, why do they hate us? You know what she said? She said that they hate us because the Muslim men hate Muslim women. And she said, you know why Muslim men hate Muslim women? She said, because God hates women. So I'm putting my stuff together and fighting against that. But brothers and sisters all over, you have people saying stuff against Islam, and we, the witness bearers of Islam and Allah, we the witnesses for Allah. And that's why this name Jehovah Witness is a good name. Jehovah Witnesses is exactly what the Prophet said. Antum shuhada Allah fil ard. You are Allah's witnesses on earth. And you're supposed to keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Everywhere you hear something against Islam, we're supposed to stand up and refute it and to fight it.
Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah.
Some stuff coming now, and attacks against Islam is more than ever before, ever in our history. And it's getting worse every day. There are, you know, there's a German philosopher. He said all truths go through 3 stages. He says, number 1, it is ridiculed. And then number 2, it is violently opposed. And he said the 3rd step is accepted, as is accepted self-evident. Self-evident. Think about this for a moment. Think about African Americans. Think how we used to be mocked and ridiculed. Black people were like buffoons. And they laughed at black people. They made mockery of black people. And then violent opposition. How many black people were lynched in trees and killed and murdered? You know about them. But now it's like, oh, black people, oh, that's self-evident. Yeah, black, ain't no problem. We got a black president.
Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah.
When you look at right now, Islam, the ridicule was there. How many times did these sisters, these Muslim sisters, receive ridicule just because of a long dress? Or wearing kimar, or wearing niqab? How many brothers were ridiculed because you had a kufi on, or you had a beard, or you had henna, or you wore a kameez? How many? Were we ridiculed? How many of us, how many of our daughters were ashamed, so ashamed of Islam, that our mothers dressed our daughters in beautiful kimars, and when they got out of the house and they turned the corner, they took off the kimar because they were ashamed because of the ridicule that they got in school. How many of us hid our faith? How many of us, when you will see the Muslims in some office or something, say, Assalamu alaikum, and they're ashamed? How many? Because of the ridicule against Islam. The ridicule against the Muslims everywhere, all over the globe, they made fun and ridicule. Violent opposition. Don't you see it? Look at the opposition in every Muslim country around the world. You name it. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, and you name it. Palestine, you see the violent opposition. But inshallah, one day, you know what you're going to see? It's like, oh, Muslims, that's just okay.
حي على
So brothers and sisters, what I'm saying right now, two things. Number one, I want you to accept the great honor that Allah has bestowed upon us to be Allah's witnesses. You are honorable people. You're not dishonorable. Just think what you used to be. You know, it's stupid. You know, you're looking at us like we some crazy people. Ask the brothers what they used to do. Brothers take drugs. I know a brother, he was on drugs. He used to eat out of garbage cans. Yeah, eat out of garbage cans. And every kind of foul thing that you can imagine, we did in the dunya. But Allah cleaned us up. And look to where we are now. Look how Allah cleaned us up. And we took us out of the filth. We were in the garbage cans. We were in the mud. We were down in the mud and in trash cans. And look what Allah did and cleaned us up. I mean, so you look at some, really, you look at some of these brothers, man, say, man, brother, you know, this brother was shining so much, man, I needed some sunglasses to look at him. I'm serious, how you shine. Look at these sisters. You don't know what these sisters, I don't mean these sisters, but you don't know some sisters. Sister came to me and say, man, I used to be a prostitute. I used to be prostitutes. Are you serious? And Allah cleaned us up. Now made us love ourselves and love our families. And now Allah make us witnesses for Him, as dirty as we used to be. And look how Allah took the Arabs who were in darkness, who buried their own daughters, how Allah cleaned them up. And you got honorable men like Abu Bakr and Umar and Ali and Uthman and Aisha and Fatima and Khadija and all of them. But now, my question, I end with this. How you feel about those people, the ones that make mockery of you? How you feel about them?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La